Hey Echo, come on, let's do the cha-cha. Hey you guys, welcome back. I am Wendi Blum, and today Echo Love, that's Echo Love and I are going to share a topic that's near and dear to our hearts. His heart, my heart, both of us. I'm just saying because he's my sidekick. And a topic I'm really obsessed with, and that is neuroplasticity. When I went on the personal growth path about 15 years ago, I was absolutely astonished by how quickly my life circumstances started to change. And I was just focusing on myself, changing my thoughts, changing my belief system. And I became so fascinated by that. For someone who had spent 25 years in the pharmaceutical industry, I wanted to understand the science of what was going on up here in my mind, in my brain. You can think of the brain as being the organ and the mind as being the activity, as the thoughts. And then I stumbled upon this new area of science called neuroplasticity. And it actually blew my mind. I became so obsessed with it that I studied it 24/7. And the science is absolutely remarkable. What they used to believe just a couple decades ago, so not that long ago, that once you were a teenager, that you had these neurons and these neural pathways in your mind, in your brain, and that it was set for life. You can think about the brain and you can think about, you've got all those grooves. I've got my model of the brain that I use in some of the videos here on my channel. But that's not true. That what happens is we think an average of 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of those thoughts are the same thoughts. They're the patterns of thoughts over and over and over again, because we are habits and we are our routines. And what happens is that we create these same neural pathways, and then we have the same, for the most part, the same habitual ways that we think and do things. But when we change courses, when we're always going in this direction, and then when we change courses and we do something new and we start to think new thoughts and have new feelings, then we disrupt those patterns. And now what they have discovered is that we create these new neural pathways. So this is how it happened. That back about 15 years ago, that the Dalai Lama, he had this idea, this thought that he shared, that the Tibetan monk, that those monks that were meditating for 40 years of their lives, that they were meditating for most of the day, or at least in a contemplative state, that they were observing what they were thinking about, and they were focusing on one idea, or concentrating on just one feeling or emotion, and that their brain was most likely different than the brains of non-meditators. So they did these brain scans, these EEGs that measures the electromagnetic frequency in our mind, and found that the Tibetan monks, their frontal lobe, which is higher thinking, that lit up, and it was dominant, much more so than the brain scans of the non-meditators. What's fascinating about this is that when you start to meditate, that you awaken that part of your brain. The frontal lobe becomes activated. And so this part of science, neuroplasticity, that we remodeled, that the brain is more like plastic, where you can reshape the brain at any stage or level of your life, regardless of your life circumstances. And that's really exciting news. It means that whatever it is that we or you are experiencing in your life, you can enhance it, you can change it, you can transform it, because it all begins with your thoughts. And we all have the ability to change the way that we think through having new experiences, new thoughts, new habits, and new actions, being around new people. And then we're reshaping our mind, because traditionally the decisions that we make and the outcomes that we have in our lives are based on our past, because we give the meaning to everything in our lives. But when we can start to detach from what we know to be true, and I remember when I first had this thought, and it really disrupted me when I thought about it. I thought, maybe I'm responsible for everything that I'm experiencing in my life. Maybe it's all me. Maybe it's not them, and maybe it's not someone else's fault that I'm stuck in this area, or this relationship hasn't worked, or I'm experiencing all sorts of drama or chaos over here. Maybe it's not my environment. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's me. And that's like raising a flag and saying, oh yes, because I can't change them and I can't change my environment, but I can change what's going on inside of here. And neuroplasticity allows us to break free of our genetics, or this is the way it's always been, because 50% of us, it's true, of what we experience is our genetics, but the other 50% is our own will to change, our own openness to try something new and to start changing and transforming our belief systems. And so it all starts here in the power of our mind. This is our greatest asset. It's the vault. It's where you would protect your most precious treasures, is your mind. And when you really start to fully understand that, then you want to be surrounded by people that lift you up and help you to become even better than you are, because they inspire you, and you're inspired to read books and to meditate in the morning and to think about what you think about. And so the area of neuroplasticity, I have many videos here on this channel that talk about ways that you can start your day to achieve more success, and how to use daily declarations so that you're repeating these new thoughts in this new language over and over again, and how to create good habits and break the not so good habits, the negative habits, so that you can focus on the positive, that you can focus on more positive, because you are deserving of living a happy, beautiful life. And so my invitation to you is just to start small though. Transformation happens 1% at a time. You're not gonna kick in neuroplasticity overnight, or in a week, or in a month, or in 6 months. It's what we do repeatedly, over and over and over again. So just start with 1%. Start by thinking about, how can I improve the way that I think today 1%? Because if you do that every day for a week, that's 7%. You do that every day for 30 days, that's 30%. And you're remodeling your mind. And we're on this journey for the long haul. So thank you so much for being here. I invite you, if you've heard what has helped you today, what has inspired you today, to like the video, to comment here, and to subscribe to my station. Have a great, beautiful, blessed day.